We're visiting with Paul Poole, the Sturgis American Legion baseball coach, to talk a little baseball. Coach, you just recently joined the team here.
Yes, sir. I took over at the end of when the high school season was finished. Um, the coach that was here, his schedule changed, and they needed someone to step in and take over the Legion program. And I had coached for several years, and so my son's in the program, so I decided it was a good time to step in and take over and hopefully build it for the future.
With you coaching for several years, let's talk about your background.
Yes, I graduated in Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma. I graduated college and then got a job at Allen High School in Allen, Texas. It's a suburb of Dallas. And then I went on to, I coached baseball there at Allen High School for 15 years. I was the JV head coach for 2 years. Then I took over that program and was the head coach at Allen for 13 years there. And then I met my wife. We got married. She's from this area, from Newell. Her parents still live in Newell. So she wanted to move back this way. So, we were starting a family. And so I said, yeah, I'll move up there. So we moved here. We first lived in Rapid, and then she taught at Stevens, and I taught at Rapid City High School, the alternative school, and I took over the 320 program, post 320, and was there 7 or 8 years. And then we moved to Sturgis, and so my son was just in Little League, and I decided I'd get out of the Legion because travel and all that, and I coached his Little League teams for the last several years. And then this opportunity came, and I said, "Yeah, man, one last run. I'll give it a shot." So that's where we're at.
So your wife is Courtney Poole, the girls basketball coach here in Sturgis. So if you take Courtney on in a game of, say, horse, who wins?
She does. It's definitely her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a pretty good basketball. She's in the Hall of Fame in South Dakota girls basketball, and Wyoming Hall of Fame for basketball, where she played at the University of Wyoming. So yeah, I wouldn't be much of a match for her.
Let's talk about your team. Let's start off with the pitchers.
Well, that's one thing that has been awesome so far. We have Aiden Wood, who is a super senior. He was young enough that he could still come back after 1 year of college. So he's like was a freshman in college this last year, but is able to come back because he had Legion eligibility. And having him come back was obviously huge for our pitching staff. He's done a great job. Brody Royer is also one of our top pitchers that has thrown the ball really well. He's doing an outstanding job on the mound. Elijah Stroud has pitched quite a bit and done a good job. We pieced some things together with Bridger Batten and Kel Sundstrom and my own son, Kel Poole. He's a young kid, but we've used him some in some varsity games as well, and he's went in and did a good job. So our pitching is really doing. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we went out and thrown the ball as well as we have.
Take us around the infield.
Our team, our numbers are pretty small as far as for the whole Legion program. So we have kids that play everywhere. It's not usually just one position. Elijah and Aiden usually play first base on and off. Aiden plays shortstop. He's played in the outfield. So, there's not really like a set defense. We are getting a little more regular, more consistent. Brody usually plays shortstop, does a good job there. George Hammer plays third. Bridger Batten played some third the other day in the tournament. Dalen DeShock usually plays left field and does a good job there. Carter Williams in center. He's really been awesome as a center fielder. He covers a lot of ground out there and catches a lot of fly balls for us. And then Ethan Cermak has mainly been playing right field. And is a young kid, but has stepped into the varsity lineup and has done a great job out there. Catchers, we have Drew Janke, that's a senior, and does a real good job back there. Kel Sundstrom catches also for us. Our catchers are very good. They're very good defensively, block the ball well, so it limits a lot of wild pitches and pass balls, which keeps runners from advancing a lot. And so yeah, overall, that's those guys are the main. Have been those like Dalen, Carter, George, Aiden, Brody's a junior, and Drew's a senior. Kel Sundstrom's a junior. So those guys the older kids, they've really stepped up and really are competing well. And I feel like we've been getting, fundamentally better. Defensively, that's been a huge improvement. And one of the reasons that, our pitching and defense has been a lot better, that's kept us in ball games. And that's why we've kind of been on a little streak here lately. We won our rally tournament last weekend or the weekend before. And then we went to Shadron Wood Bat Tournament this last weekend and won the Shadron Wood Bat Tournament. So we've won back-to-back weekend tournaments. So that's pretty special.
And Coach, how about your offense?
I feel like it's getting better. That's something that we're really trying to work on. It's one of those things with baseball, especially for the guys that are seniors and have been doing this a long time, and maybe they have a little mechanical flaw in their swing, or not quite fundamentally sound. And at that age, it's kind of hard to break that now. So we're trying to just utilize what their strengths are, and tweak what we can, and then just have a good plan and approach at the plate. And in the last couple weekends, we've done well. We've put up some runs, and so I feel like we're just going to continue to get better offensively as the summer goes.
Well, hey, Coach, we really appreciate you taking time to visit, and good luck the rest of the season.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming out.